Well, thank you very much. You know, there's high police presence currently here at the scene. We do understand, as you've correctly stated, that there was a mass murder that took place last night. It was around about 5 to 6, the occupants, according to police, were having a birthday party when two unknown gunmen, jumped the fence of this particular house and started shooting. We do understand that 3 people are still fighting for their lives in hospital. But just to give you a glimpse of the presence of police here, my cameraman Mcebisi Slengile will just pan and show you that we are currently waiting for the Minister of Police Bheki Cele. He has arrived, that has been confirmed, but is currently in a briefing, so he will be visiting the family. And another thing, it's also about the cry from the communities that gun violence is spiraled out of control in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. We do understand just 2 weeks ago in the northern areas, we've seen mass killings on that side as well. So it is also estimated over 25 people have died, due to gun violence in the city just for this past month. But as soon as the minister arrives, we will hear the latest from the police in terms of their investigations thus far.
And just in terms of the community, Lwando, what are we hearing on the ground? What do people know?
Well, you'd understand that, Desiree, this is a very sensitive matter, and for community members, it's not very easy for them to speak. But we have spoken to some who wanted to remain anonymous, saying that, they fear for their lives. This is something that, happens often in this particular community, that gun violence is actually out of control. So the community is reeling in shock, and no one wants to currently speak at this particular moment, fearing for their lives.
It's interesting that you're saying that it happens often, because that's the point I wanted to pick up. If this is just a targeted attack or if it's a community problem.
Well, Desiree, the motive at this particular stage is still being investigated by the police, whether maybe this was a hit or maybe people just came in and randomly shot at the occupants, because we do understand that quite a number of people were injured when these gunmen came into this house and started shooting at the occupants in the house. So at this particular stage, once the commissioner and the minister arrive, then they will at least give us an update in terms of their investigations thus far. They've launched a manhunt. We'll see if that will yield positive results in the next 72 hours.
Lwando, let's just remind our viewers of what happened, and perhaps if you've had a conversation with the rest of the family members, just in terms of how they're doing this morning.
Well, Desiree, we did pass by the family house. They have asked for privacy at the moment. It's still very sensitive to them. We saw some family members, they are currently arriving, and some of them were crying, because this matter, it's something that caught them by surprise, because, it was a birthday celebration, everyone was having fun, and then it turned into this horrific mass murder. So family members that we've seen inside the yard, they are very, very devastated. Some of them were, even the community or the neighbors here in this particular community are also very, very shocked at what happened.